Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night, time for another live Wicked Horror Show. I'm Kevin, and as always, I'm joined by, well, actually, again, I'm joined by Angel from That Strange Show.
What's up, guys?
Not much, Angel. And Tony has 9 fingers.
What is going on, people?
And Angel, we have a new location that we're streaming to this week. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So tonight, we have some guests, but we're also streaming for the first time on Block of Horrors, Prophets Theater. They just launched a brand new virtual world that is awesome and amazing. And those guys over there are killing it. They just had a film festival over the weekend, and yeah. So we're there now. I'm watching it on the other screen. If you enter into the block there, it'll lead you to the virtual world, and it's a horror community, and yeah, awesome people over there. So yeah.
So I was able to poke around a little bit, and there's you said there's a virtual world, and if you're watching on the screen right now, I'm not in it right now because I don't know if my computer can handle that with streaming and everything, but there's like a virtual movie theater.
Like on the screen here, there's a Horror Hounds VHS shop. Everything's like 3D. You can click on it. They have a mall where like you can see Bones Coffee on there.
Prophets Theater.
Yeah, but you can buy right from the virtual world. Click on it, all that stuff. There's more plans for other type of world building and some part of the lore. But if you join the Discord, Blog of Horror Discord, you can find out more information. And then at some point, we'll have those guys on for one of Tuesday night shows, and then rock and roll with them, and they can
talk about it a little bit more. Yeah, but if you go to that, what is it? The Prophets Theater. We're streaming live there right now. So they're trying it out this week with a live stream, and we're the first ones. So thanks for that opportunity, guys.
Yes.
And
thank you. Many more.
Yeah, and it's just a really cool. I was saying before we went live that it reminded me on PlayStation 3, where I used to just hang out for like way too long, just like walking around and just you're walking up to people, and then they'd be like, "I don't know you," and just leave me alone, and whatever. but yeah. So, but it looks awesome, and I'm excited to poke around a little bit in that myself. But we do have guests, like you said. Yes. So Tony, take it away and introduce our very special guest.
Sure. From the horror short, Halloween Noir, we have the director, Hunter Candelaria.
Hello, how's it going today?
Now good.
And the cinematographer, Anmar Chaleby.
What's up, guys? How are you doing?
And how did you do on the names? Was it passable?
Wonderful in there.
There you go.
Oh yeah, all right, you passed.
There you go.
Just so you know, guys, I studied before the show, so I don't want to give too much credit. So
literally right before the show, you asked, "How do you pronounce your name?" And that doesn't help me usually. I still, just so you guys know too, outside of the show, I constantly am messing up people's names. There's a girl I work with. She just goes by Emmy, but that's not her real name. It's like her name is Emileshka, and I always try to get it, and I always mess it up a little bit. But yeah, it is what it is. So
right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we don't. Yeah. It's Halloween Noir. It's a short like fan film. You guys have done a couple other fan films as well as some original stuff, and you do like some music videos and stuff. And you have your own production company. And do you want to talk a little bit about how this all came to be?
So for me, I've been working in the film industry since 2017 professionally. And starting out, of course, you try different things. I like to experiment on different, like, going on frame rates, all that good stuff. And when it came to Halloween Noir, um, I always liked wanting to do Halloween since I was like a teenager, but things come up, actors aren't exactly right. And um, the person at the time, they had like a photo group going on, and one of the people that they had there was Rob, who played our Michael. And as soon as I saw him for real, I was like, yeah, that's gonna work immediately. Like, there's no way I cannot do Halloween right now. So it just came like a trickle down where it was like, okay, so what can we do? We can use this location, and then it just came throughout that way.
Yeah. Now, he was a pretty intimidating Michael.
I was about to say.
I was like,
Oh,
wow.
yes.
Yeah, there's a big fucking guy.
He was
Yeah.
6'5". He was 6'5".
He's huge.
He
He deadlift over 350 pounds.
Wow. Yeah. All right.
And
So it wasn't
in an
that
actual
part.
like good way. It wasn't like where if like I'm over 350, it's not. It's like, all right, that's just
He
gross.
deadlifted.
Yeah.
yeah, he did. I was wondering.
You look
there's one
awesome, so
scene-
by the way.
There was one scene where he like lifted one dude up, and I was like, he's doing that for real.
It was very close.
It's a small trick, but yep, very close.
Yeah, it was very close on there. And I remember that was
Go ahead, Hunter.
like, it was like there was a scene, like when it came to that, it was actually a 3-shot. It was like, one, we had a box to go onto, but the one shot where you see him thrown down, the scene how we did that was when he does it, you actually had to physically pick him up there and then toss him down on the ground on there.
Awesome.
And
Yep.
he did it multiple times. I was like, oh gosh, this is good.
Yeah.
It's gonna look fantastic.
We felt a little bit bad for Sean, the actor, but it's all right.
True.
That's he asked for this life.
He did.
True.
He's the one who auditioned.
Yeah, I don't know if he asked for that scene, but yeah, he did.
Yeah, well,
I told him.
And then so you,
But,
Anmar,
we had a good time, absolutely, and nobody's hurt. Yes, sir.
So you shot right on. So like there's in that particular scene that we're talking about, there's like the camera movement is like the dynamic camera movement. It was like the handheld work on that. Like it was awesome because like it made you like you're there like kind of like a fly on the wall, like cowering, like how you shot it too from like lower angle. It was like I was like, oh, this is fucking sick.
But yeah, he completely like mastered that whole scene alone was just him. That was completely Anmar.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
we actually like work so together. I'm so sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. So what I'm saying is it's combination of me and Hunter. So it's his vision plus my vision. It's never like in just one solo person will plan the scenes. So that's why I think it's really worked out.
Yeah, and what is your background as far as like cinematography? Like, how long have you been into it? Like, how did you guys meet up? Like, how's this partnership?
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So actually, I know Hunter through Misha Faron, and he's he's a friend of mine. So since I'm a photographer, he asked me to take some behind the scenes shots because I kind of offered it for him. And I remember I got lost. Like I went to the wrong location first, and then it was all a different location. So Misha was not there. So he says, "Hey, just knock the door. There's a guy, a very nice guy. His name is Hunter." And he actually opened the door. So he let me into the studio. We were looking. I was so amused with the cameras, with the studio itself, with the props. And then I would start showing each other's work. And I don't know why he get inspired. And he's like, "You want a job?" I was like, "I'll take a job." And he was like, "I want a cinematographer." And I was like, "Come in." And since then, we just create, make a dream comes true. and actually, I read something very interesting today. There is two people. They know how, the why, and they know how. He knows the why. I know the how. Together, we're the team.
Oh, nice. So how many projects have you worked together on? Like,
I think it's like 4 to 5 at this point, isn't
wow.
it? It's like we did
Is it?
because we did the one show, we did Misha's show, then we did Red Light, and then we did ours right there. So it was like,
Yep.
it was good right there, and it just really came from like he's amazing. Amar's been a great photographer as all ever. Like his work is like prestige on there, and he wanted to do this one project that I wrote that I really wasn't having intention to do right away. I was like, hey, I'll take this, do it. And he was just like, no, we got to do this. And I was like, okay. I was like, you know what? You know how to use a camera. Do you want to shoot it on there? And he just got right into it. And now it's like, because I'm used to shooting my own stuff, I was like, literally like, this man knows how to do everything I want to do. And it's like, go for it. Like,
that must have been a little bit of
his vision.
But still, at the same time, if you're used to shooting your own stuff, that must have been like kind of like oh no, I gotta step back a little bit. Like this, it must have been as an artist, like it's your art. So as an artist, it must have been a little like, oh no, like at the same time.
When we did the first one, it was the Stalking the Stalker. That was a short we did, which actually won Best Horror Film at the Allentown Film Festival.
Awesome.
Yep. When we did that, I mean, we shot for 3 days for that one. Actually, it was 2 days principal and then 1 extra day of photography. When we did that, I mean, first day I really had to like teach them like, okay, just like stay right there, don't move, like stay right there. But after that, literally, we just shot and shot and shot. Like it wasn't like, as he says, he knew exactly what I needed, that I didn't have to give him that much direction of just like, oh yeah, you're just gonna do this, and then he just snapped right onto it.
Nice.
And he has a very good, very nice, not habit, but I would say what he trusts, and I need that to thrive.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Or everybody does, actually, not just me.
Yeah, be
He
kind of
he trusted me.
Be kind of like a weird working situation if you don't trust the person you're working with. But it as someone that, especially if you've done a lot in the past, and must be a little kind of like, okay, you can take the reins on filming on this one. But I don't know. I'm just thinking like, if it's your baby,
Like, yeah, but look at Terrifier 3 now, where Damien did, the first 2 he did everything by himself. Now with a bigger budget, as much as he probably didn't want to let it go, now it's like, okay,
he realized he had
take some stuff off my shoulder. Let me worry more about, directing and doing what I, started with than, with the special effects and everything else. So I'm sure Hunter was like, as much as I don't want to, it at least takes some burden, because I think what most people don't know, especially like in indie film, a lot of people wear how many hats on every project, where it's like, instead of doing just one thing, you have people doing 5 or 10. So I guess if taking one hat off and breathing a little bit might, give you less handle on it.
Yeah,
sometimes it's better that way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was definitely a change up, especially just going like, okay, do that. And there's sometimes you have that instinct where you're just like, I want to do the shot, but then I know Mars, like how he does things, because he works like a soldier. Like he is 100% like when he gets into something, he's like, no, it's gonna get done, and I'm gonna get it done the way you want to on there. There's like, and he comes back 110%, like saying, no, I was like, I got this. And you're like, I got that too. I was like, okay, let's go for it.
Nice. Just real quick, Sergio's in the chat room saying hi to everyone, and he's saying that he's a fan of Michael Myers, so that's good. So Sergio, you should definitely go check out the short. It is it's free right now on their YouTube. And what's the name of the YouTube? And you actually, if you go to the link for their website is in the show description. Yeah. So you just click on that, and you'll have access to like all the shorts that's under their like production name. So you can do that. Surge. Yeah.
One-stop shop.
Exactly. But yeah, I know like Angel as a aspiring filmmaker. Do you have any
I I was gonna, because like I usually bring up like, what kind of equipment was used on set and all that kind of stuff, and not a lot of the times do we have like the actual cinematographer on. You know what I mean? Usually it's, so like, yeah, I direct that question to you, like what, like, I know it was shot, in that like the noir style and all that kind of stuff, but like what kind of equipment you guys running?
We were very, very basic, especially with lightings. Yeah, we are basic, but we really did good lightings. Oh well, that's what I think. And what do you use? DMV lightings and and what 85 with the 50 millimeters. Lumix camera.
It was the GH5 with and Anmar. He brought all the lighting equipment on there, and it was complete.
That's yeah, like that was one of the notes I was gonna like bring up, was the like shooting in black and white. So like there's a whole different way to light things, because obviously you lose some of your like, highlights and like shadows and stuff like that. So like you can see like, but like with the contrasty stuff, like the mask was like crazy crisp, but like just sharp as fuck. And like even like his suit, when he was walking over people, like, and then like choices in lighting where I saw where like when the doctor was grabbing the pens, and then it fell over, like, you like there's some lighting there that's like, like to create like that cut and that, what I mean, to like break the background and stuff. So like it was awesome work. Like it's the fan film, aside, and the Michael Myers and like the being familiar with that stuff, but like the style in which you guys like decided to go and like do your like version of it, it was awesome. So I really, hats off to you guys for that.
Well, I appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, that's one thing. As I was watching it, I couldn't help but think that there's only like that. There's some people who just don't like black and white film, like they just don't like it. But as I'm watching it, I'm just like, I don't understand how they can't like this kind of stuff. Like I don't get it. Like, because I thought like, just like Angel, I thought it looked great, and it was I'm just like, God, it's such a disservice to some people that they just don't even give it a chance. Like, I'm not, she's not up there yet, but my wife hates black and white movies, and I'm like, how can you hate it? Like, for the longest time, she wouldn't watch anything that was dubbed because, whatever. And I'm like, it's not like she would watch stuff that was like subtitles either, but now she watches dubbed stuff, and I'm like, all right, we're getting there. One of these days, by the time we're married, like 55 years, maybe she'll like black and white.
Throw on a black and white, dearie.
She'll come around to it.
Yeah, maybe. I'll try to get her obsessed with some Universal stuff. Like,
because like not even like horror aside, but like Pie, and if I remember the name correctly, Man Bites Dog. I think that's what it's called. Like,
it was it was during the trio on there.
So like that's black and white like creates like a certain mood, right? So like especially like with depending on the type of topic that you're capturing. So it's
it was a very hair of like actually we were going to do it, because originally I was going to shoot in color, and just because the story how it was going to be was going to be a noir film, and then we just did a camera test, and then I was just like, it looks way better like this. And then I went to Anmar and I was like, don't you think this will look way better? And he was like, yeah, it's going to look way better. And then we just went fully into it, and once you see that mask like perfectly in black and white, it just makes it more scary as all ever.
Yeah, no, it totally looks sick in black and white, like the mask, like you said.
And we definitely we both love black and white too. So, and I love the contrast what comes in black and white, and that's exactly what we did. And if you see in the beginning of the movie when Dr. Loomis by the door and how he looked, and there was like a split shot, that I spotted right away, and I was like, hey, we need to focus on that part. And part of it is I just want to show the two sides of. I don't want to show a gray side. I just want to show the both sides, which is the black and the white. No grays.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, and the best thing is we shot it in camera, all black and white. We didn't put a filter on it later. We just we literally shot it in there because Anmar perfectly did it on there where it was like once you had it on there, like once you perfectly exposed for black and white, like in camera, it just works out perfectly.
Nice.
That's it. Yep.
And
yeah, because even like I got to keep going back to the mask and like the whole setup. I mean, there's other areas, but like it wasn't just like stark white and then like black. You know what I mean? Like there was like nice like gradient cut on it. So like it was like you guys were on there like surgical. It's like because you can just like it's just like black and white. You know what I mean? But like to have like depth and like all that kind of stuff like come through and like actually like be on point is there was some
I don't know. And I want to give that. I still give that to Anmar 100% because I had the idea, but once I had the idea, he just perfectly knew where to put certain lights, just like bring out some certain things. We were very minimalistic, but it was still like he brought out everything like to make it, shape it.
Yeah. And Sergio's asking if you guys are going to make any more Halloween shorts.
I have another idea for Halloween, but I do have another idea that we're planning on doing, which is Friday the 13th. And that one will probably be shooting next year, like late, I'd probably say like August-ish on there.
And I'm assuming, I mean, there's obviously got to be a budget to these. So actually, you guys are also filming some of your own like original stuff, even though these are original ideas, just in the vein of Halloween and Friday the 13th. Do you use this the fan film stuff besides just being able to tell a cool story within that world? Do you use it almost as like rehearsal for like a feature, or what's your approach on the fan film thing?
So when it comes to fan films, I know a guy. His name is Chris Notarilli, and again, he does amazingly original work on there. But if you really look at his stuff, it's like a good like chunk of like fan film stuff on there. And I do appreciate what he does right there. But for me, I was like, when we went to that Halloween, I was like, I'm not gonna really get into it. I'm just gonna do this one just so we can get it out and have that one chance to see the experience of saying that. And it just had like a huge impact where people were like, okay, we want to, we love this Halloween thing. So for fan films, I kind of look them as like, that is your training ground. You're allowed to go out and do this. I mean, since we got people who were like, oh, we now want to see that, it's kind of like another thing just for like good marketing kind of thing. It's like, okay, we did this, but now we also have these things right here.
Right. Because there's the people that are like diehard Halloween fans and Friday the 13th fans and stuff like that are become fans of you guys. They're like, oh, they know what they're doing. They know what's up. They have an original feature coming out, and they're gonna be behind you no matter what. So
yes,
it's like almost like you said, you're building your fan base off of stuff that has nothing to do with what your original ideas are going to. That's that these aren't original ideas. These are original ideas, just in another world. I'm just using the wrong words.
No, that's why I said. That's why I said earlier, like using the familiar vehicle.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? But then, like, with the intricacy of like your work and your craft, like in it. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Tony, you haven't said anything in a while.
Oh, Tony.
Well,
hey, Tony.
That's because
Tony, what's up?
It's like, and then you guys talk.
I know. Anyway. I'm sorry. I tend to not shut up.
I'll shut up.
It's all good. But one of the things too, you guys mentioned that you guys worked before on a couple other shorts with the actors in this. Have you worked with them as well? Because the other thing too, it's the familiarity. I can't say the word.
Familiarity.
That's why I don't talk. But that between knowing who you're working with makes it that much easier. So with the actors, was there like a process to find them? Have you worked with them before, or how'd that all come to be?
So how that came around, so Misha, who plays Loomis in the actual movie on there, I worked with him on another movie called Red Light that was done by Levita Cameron. That's how I met him, and then trickled down into meeting Anmar. That was really the one actor I kind of like knew personally on there, and Misha, he came on as producer in there, and he introduced me to Tara and Sean, who have I never knew personally. He's never worked with them, but he was like, yeah, these people, this is a couple right here, and they're really, really great. And I got a chance to talk to them. I was like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. This is the kind of thing right there. And they said, yeah, we'll do it. So I said, okay, great. So we brought them in, that kind of thing. Then, of course, this is the first time I worked with Rob, who played Michael. Dante, I did actually work with on Red Light as well. And from there, I take very much of an approach of this going like Clint Eastwood, how he directs. Clint Eastwood, he's not a very he meets with you once as an actor, and then he says, okay, meet you on set. And then literally the day of shooting, that's when you're like, okay, this is what we're doing, just do this. And the biggest thing that for me is just like getting a chance to talk to them and say, hey, listen, these are the requirements that's going to go through. Like, are you okay with that? And then when you get to set, it's literally, banger out. Like they get right through it.
Yeah. See, that would even
execute.
I'm not an actor, so I would say like that would make me even more nervous. Like,
oh yeah,
just like, all right, cool, you got the job. I'm not going to speak to you.
Camera makes everybody nervous.
But even still though, it's like one of those things where just like, oh crap, like it almost be like I want to be friends with people first, because then I won't feel so self-conscious.
Make me feel comfortable first.
Hang out, maybe have a sleepover. Like, I don't know. Like
if it makes you feel more nervous, Clint Eastwood, how he does it is he'll cast you, and then he'll only do 1 to 2 takes. That's it.
Yeah. He's like, okay, we got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even Matt Damon when he got on, and Amar knows how much I talk about Clint Eastwood at this point in time.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He's your spirit animal.
Oh yes, he's got his new movie out that I'm really excited to see. But he's just literally like, okay, we got it. Yeah. And then Amar's
we actually even Hunter, tell him about how he uses his style of not saying action.
Oh yeah. So Clint Eastwood doesn't say action or cut. He just goes like this, and then he does that to the cinematographer and the crew, and just goes like that. And then he tells the actors, just go ahead. And then they do the thing. He says, okay, that's enough of that.
Really?
and literally, I naturally just adopt that style. I'm just like, okay, you got it. All right, let's go. And I just say cool after that.
We need a mentor for everything. So Clint Eastwood is our mentor for sure.
I kind of directed like a short, like weird little comedy sketch like years ago, and I made it on purpose that I was going to use like roundabout words. Like instead of zooming in, I said I'm closening up. Like I would say things like that, and just to make it extremely just strange. And it was all my friends anyway, so it didn't matter. But it was pretty bad. I'm closening up. But it was not done very well. You can see me in the reflection of some windows. So it's done really well. I really thought this went out.
Our first movie, Stalking the Stalker, actually one of our scene, which is the best scene, is when she actually fell on the bed and I have to follow her with the camera. You can see Hunter in the back holding like this.
Oh yeah,
it was the one CG. Yeah, it was the only CG shot I've ever used in every film. I had to Photoshop the scene on there because I'm working in Final Cut. I'm not working in Premiere.
Frame.
And I had to go through. I was like, you can see me, and that's the best take. Okay, have to get in there. It's literally Photoshop it. And we shot to do it on there.
You Photoshop yourself out and Photoshop a mirror in.
Hell yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So, Lady Ninja Storm Productions is saying, "Hey guys, hi Hunter, hi Anmar."
Hey, Levita. She's the one with
Anmar.
red
Hi,
light.
hi, Lavita.
She's the one with
That's
what?
good. Yeah, she's the
She has
producer.
a movie coming out. Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
she's a fantastic producer, and she was actually the one for Red
She's
Light.
amazing.
That was the one I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Nice.
I see.
She has multiple. Yeah. We actually one of our project last year in July. It's actually very quick movies. We only have what 24 hours to do it, right, Hunter?
Mhm.
And and we did yes, Anthony, and she was a director, and she's one of the actors too. And oh my God, it was such a long process. We started 6 a.m. Well, we were there at 6. We didn't start till 8, but we didn't finish till 11, 12. I remember I came back from Philly. It was mad late.
It was an amazing shooting experience, except it was just it was the hottest day in the whole entire world.
Oh yeah.
It just had if you see a picture of me, I just have a towel
He
around
has
my
towels.
neck. It's around my
Drenched in
It was
sweat.
melting. You're fucking.
Oh yeah.
Fucking wrap it up. Fucking wrap it up.
I was
Closing it up, guys. I'm gonna take.
So what are those What are those micro shorts that you do then? Because I know there's a bunch of those 24-hour film festival type deals or 48 hours or whatever. So it's an extra micro short.
I think it was hey Misha.
Misha, the doctor.
Hey Misha.
Himself.
That's the guy.
Yeah. It was
Loomis.
Well, the funny thing, the 48-hour one, because that was the challenge on there. They said it has to be 7 minutes long. You can't go past this.
Shit.
And I was literally I was on either Zoom or on the phone with Levita at the time, going "Is this it? It's all good." And she's like, "Just send it off." So we exported really fast and got it uploaded in time.
Oh, she's saying it was a 48-hour film festival. Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Yes, I was right. 48.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 24.
24.
Sorry,
I'm no, I was gonna say that's killer because you got to 24 hours shoot, edit.
Ajax.
Yeah, that's so you have to shoot and edit within 48 hours.
And
yes.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and we have to manage the actors too, and all the crew. She was great. I don't know, she did it, but I don't know how. She's talented, very multi-talented woman. Yeah.
That's a different. It's such an interesting world of the independent filmmaker, where you guys just I'm going to challenge myself.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to be the only one. All these other groups of people are going to do the same thing, and we're just going to sit there and just be
same mentality.
Let's look what we did. Yeah. Let's look and see what we did. Some people may be embarrassed. Some people might be I don't know how we pulled this off, but it's amazing. And that's crazy.
Yeah. And then you got to upload it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So so then you're at the mercy of their server not timing out on you or fucking something happening. So you don't. I forget what they call it, but they have an actual time check, right? Time stamper.
Yeah. It was like that, and I remember
Hunter. And how many minutes did you break it?
When
you applied, you how many shorts? Minutes?
It was 7
closing.
It was literally the last minute on there.
The last
to,
a couple minutes when they uploaded.
It was
Yep.
And I was because I only had 5 hours of sleep, and I just literally had to just edit that thing right as soon as I got up. And I was just working all day going, okay, this, and I was working with Premiere, so Premiere was being Premiere. I'll let you guys know that one.
Yeah.
And so literally I was like, okay, is this it? And then actually it was 45 seconds over, and we had to cut that down. I was like, okay, and there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had it. She sent an email out saying hey, we got it. I got the screenshot of what's going on. They were like, okay, fine.
Yeah, we were so excited.
We were excited. That must be tough. When you're almost there, and you have to cut 45 seconds. That must be crap. I cut so much out already. Yeah. Now what do we do? All right, no credits. There's gonna be no credit, no opening or closing credits. No one's getting credit for this.
Actually, it was true. Actually, it was true.
Who made this?
And actually, one of the scenes he took it off.
We had to put 48 hours.
Yeah.
That was it.
Sergio was saying that he hasn't met Michael Myers. Is there any, as fans of the franchise, do you have any actors that you are you tend to lean towards that have portrayed the man himself, Michael Myers?
Oh gosh. Well, actually, Amar took me to a convention, which I didn't realize it was a convention until we got there. And we had Tyler Main there. You had Jason. Yeah, you had Kane Hodder there,
Mhm.
Mm.
and it was like the most awe-inspiring. I was like, oh my gosh, finally get to meet these people in there.
Yeah.
I loved Tyler Main as Michael. He was the biggest one on there. Say whatever you want about the movies, but I think it was fantastic.
He's a good dude
And
too. Like he's a nice guy. Like I've
oh
got to meet
yes,
him at conventions a couple times, and he made a movie. I don't know if he directed it
oh,
or
he
if he,
produced it. I know what
yeah,
you're talking
for
about.
Compound Fracture.
Yes,
Yeah,
he produced.
and
He started his own company at the time.
Derek Mears stars in it, or yeah, he's one of the bigger stars, like the one that's on the poster for it. Who
Yep.
was also a Jason, and but yeah, he's like I went and I was just congratulating him on that, and I got a picture for that movie instead of everything else. And he's like, "Oh man, thank you so much. Like that's crazy." I'm like, "No, I thoroughly enjoyed it." And
Oh, he's
congrats that you're going into this. You're trying to like get your way into the other side of things. But yeah, there's so many actors that have portrayed so many of the icons, except for now there's only only
One
like two.
Freddy.
No,
Well,
there's
two
two.
Freddy.
Yeah,
Two Freddys.
people like to forget about
yep,
the other one. But
yeah, true.
What's
I
wrong
try
with
to-
that? What's
We
wrong with the
wanted
other
to
Freddy?
add Freddy in the Halloween hour, but we did
Oh,
not.
It was
really?
Remember, Hunter?
it was a quick
He
shot.
was
that we
thinking
had in
about it.
there. And we got
I
it
was okay with
shot
it.
where you
Not
saw the
really.
claw in there, but I was just like, it's too pretentious, or what do you want to call the word on there? So I was like,
Yeah,
nope,
we shot it,
well,
but yeah.
we'll save it for the next one.
All right.
Mm.
you
Yeah.
have Robert. Hello everyone. I can't join. I have to be
Oh,
up early, but I'm here
that's
to
the
watch.
guy himself. That's
Oh,
Mike Myers.
that's the mic.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're the one who was very
Yeah.
intimidating, standing at the end of a hallway. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Good to know.
you're,
I'll write that name
awesome.
down.
Awesome.
7'10".
Yeah.
He's 45 feet tall and terrifying.
Yeah.
And he can.
You were
Yep.
Yep.
you're definitely a presence.
Very scary person.
Yeah.
And so this might be blasphemous. I'm going to say it, even though I probably shouldn't. But out of all of the big franchises, the Halloween franchise is my least favorite.
Oh yeah.
But
I can understand it.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that doesn't mean I don't watch them or I haven't watched them. I think what it was for me is I think I kind of didn't watch them growing up, and then when I finally did, I may have been too jaded by everything else where it didn't affect me. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
I didn't feel any suspense. I have friends that absolutely love them, and I get it. I'm not going to be like, you like dumb stuff. Like, I'm not. That's not what it is. Everyone likes things for the reason they like them. But I think that might have been what it was for me. And we force ourselves to watch everything. So
yeah,
I don't.
There's big movies. No, but there's
I'm
big
actually a
movies over
Jason
the years.
person, so
Yeah, there's bigger movies that have come out over the last like 10 years, even that people are like, oh my god, this is the best horror movie of my life, and I'm like, I fell asleep. Like,
yeah, I've had those.
And these are other ones. Like, and people compare it to Halloween, but It Follows. Like, I found nothing with It Follows.
Me and you are gonna have sound sight next time. I've been letting you get away with.
But that being said, I haven't watched it again since I saw it in the theater, and I was literally falling asleep. But
watch it again.
Yeah, I have no problem giving it another shot.
Please,
no problem at all. But
Hereditary was one of those movies.
Yeah, I loved Hereditary. He hated it.
Really, Tony?
It was
the tale of two movies for Hereditary, where the first half I kind of got into it, and then the movie flipped it on a different tangent.
That's when it got even cooler.
Nah, that's when it lost me big time.
Tony did not like the cool parts of Hereditary. That's
same thing with Lords of Salem. Said the Lords of Salem is my least favorite Rob Zombie film.
It's probably my favorite Rob Zombie
your mouth.
I give it to him. I'll give it to Rob of saying, like, he even said, like, I wanted to take everything I usually do and do the exact opposite, and that's what he did for that movie.
But it's, at the end of the movie, he was running out of time and running out of money, so it just turned into a Rob Zombie music video, like all of his other movies.
Yeah.
But whatever. Like, I still liked Lords of Salem. I don't know. We're just talking. We're just off topic now, aren't we?
It-
We do this
I
all
would
the time. I apologize, guys.
It's, oh, believe
Yeah,
you're all good.
welcome to the Wicked
Oh,
Horror
good.
Show podcast,
Yes,
where we
welcome.
talk about the movie about like 10 minutes, and then it just goes
Yeah.
off into tangents.
And like, hey
everywhere
guys,
else.
what do you guys think about the Leprechaun franchise? Huh?
Yeah.
Leprechaun?
Did you like?
Leprechaun Origins was terrible.
Yes,
What
that was
about,
the only one out of
I
the
love it,
things
though.
that I definitely didn't like.
Yes,
Uh,
horror movies can put a glass
Okay,
eye to
but,
sleep. It's true. I'm also a
That's
guy who
true.
fell asleep in the theater during Mad Max Fury Road because I thought it was
Yeah.
boring.
You should have fucking.
Like, I literally, I don't usually go. I usually go to movies that I know are going to be like either a certain way. And there's
Mhm.
only 2 movies I've ever watched that in theaters. I was like, this was just terrible.
Yeah.
It was just awful. And it was Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
I didn't even
I love,
bother to go see that.
I love Ghost Rider in it,
Yeah.
but everything else was just
Yeah.
terrible. And
You
then
like, the other, what's the other dude's name that was acting across from Nicolas Cage, slick back hair? What was he playing again? Fuck,
not.
what's his name?
If you're talking about the first one, or you're talking about the second one?
He has like purple fucking haze to him.
Oh, that's good. Okay, he's fine. Like Blackheart. Blackheart's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the first movie's fine. The second one, I really was watching in theater. I was just like, oh my god.
Sam Elliott?
No, he was really cool.
I
Though.
googled it. I don't know.
Misha agrees. That movie sucked. There you go.
Yeah, it was. And the second one was Halloween Ends. I was literally in theaters with my girlfriend at the time. Was very. She took me there. She's like, she's like, I don't know, like there. I was like, we'll go and see it. And I literally was in theaters. And I said to her, this is terrible. And she's like, I know. Like, I'm so sorry.
Have you ever walked out of a movie ever?
I've not walked out of a movie.
I have once, one time in my life, and it was a long time ago. It was, but it made me not like John Leguizamo. It was a movie called A Pyromaniac's Love Story.
Never heard of it.
Exactly. It's just
I thought you were gonna say it. I thought you were gonna say The Pest.
No. Pyromaniac's Love Story is an older movie, but I'm older as well. But the I don't know.
Very
I
young.
think I'm gonna be 49 next month. The
Oh,
what do you
great.
call it? Yeah, that's my wife. The I
hope
think
she
that's
agrees.
one of the bad things pre-pandemic was that when he came out with like all of those like Movie Pass and all these other things, because it was like, I'm gonna go to every movie I possibly can, and then you're just going to like half these movies are horrible. Like, but it's just like, yeah.
Well, like
kind of
to wrap it back around, pandemic was like Tony like is a champion of this. When the independent, guys like you were able to still work and like fucking put pieces together and like create content, and streaming services, started like noticing, the craft that's, it's not $40 million films, you know what I mean? And they're competing and getting on streaming services and you know.
Yeah, that was back when Netflix actually would put more independent films on Netflix, and then they just changed their mind at some point.
That's actually our next project.
What's that?
We want to we want to submit one of our works to actually Netflix, and we didn't decide what yet. But let's say we have a story. It's called Quantum Encounter, but I will talk about it later when it's time. But
I mean,
that's our target.
You don't want to talk about it now because someone's going to take the idea. Yeah. And it's not
a good idea. It has a lot of parallel universes stuff, but yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, we could talk off record.
But not off. Yeah, that would have to be offline. I mean, off the internet, streaming live to Block of Horror. Sergio is going to be Michael Myers for Halloween this year, so that's cool.
Nice.
That all works out. And then,
if you watch this, they introduce a new weapon of choice. So, yeah, that big fucking long screwdriver, bro.
Oh yes, yes.
That's funny because even the filmmakers are like, "What?"
Yeah, I fucking love that. I was like, because I have one of those, and I'm like, I've always been like,
what am I going to do with it?
This thing
Murder.
could be deadly.
So Mark, do you want to talk about that one, or do I want to talk about that one?
Yes.
They have two different stories on
I
that
will
one.
talk about my part. So, yeah. So he asked me to. He gave me the job to get it, and I went to Home Depot, of course, and then I went to that section we all know, and then I picked it up. I actually picked up two. So the first one we foiled and we broke in half at work, and we made it a little bit shorter, and that's when we did the scene that she gets stabbed in her chin. That's what we used, and it's the top is very full, like very soft, like she didn't get hurt at all. And but the other one is, which is we kept the same thing with the same, like we kept it attached, and I did the gap, the makeup about what almost I did all the makeup, even when the blood is dripping. I was actually there, like dripping the blood for it. And now you say your part of the story.
So when I asked for, when I wrote it as kind of like, okay, so he wouldn't logically have a knife in the place, so what would he do? As I said, a screwdriver. Now I was thinking of like a normal size screwdriver, just kind of like something like that big.
Yeah.
And I was like, I told him, I was like, hey, I just need a screwdriver kind of thing, and could you just like saw it off at like the base itself, so that way it's like we have to do the stab thing for camera effect. You would just like put it flat against it on there. And when he shows up, actually he does it. The thing is like, it's a barbarian sword.
The size of his femur.
The opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just,
You're right, Angel. You're right.
And I was like, good Lord, this thing will definitely, that's gonna make Jason's machete look small. Like, and so when we went to go do the scene, he chopped it off at the middle, which is fine. And I looked at it, I was like, okay, so, and I had to think of myself, how are we gonna stab this person, like, and make it look convincing? Because again, when you get halfway, it's like, okay, well, you can put it against the person, but like, how you actually can like, safely do it. And luckily, it was Rob and our actress Tara. When she did it, they coordinated. Okay, this is how we're gonna do it. Where you're gonna put your hand, like when she does the cool effect on there, she put her hand on his hand, didn't push it up, so that way she wasn't stabbing herself on there. And then just a pull out effect on there.
Yeah. And Robert is agreeing. The fucking thing was huge.
Yes,
but it can do damage. It almost would have been good if
You're
he
right,
like
Robert.
again, it's like more comedic. Like if he was like searching through and he picked up like one for like your glasses and then like picked up one whatever, then just like searching through and like just picked up this giant one out of nowhere. Like where do you even keep that? And like what is it for? Like then he just like tightens something down and then he opens up the door and there's a regular one in there. I don't know.
There was a deleted shot what we did like after he leaves the bathroom, after he attacks the guy in there. He opens up the cabinet right next to there and he pulls it out and just looks at it for a second and then he walks off. And the only reason we cut that is because it's for
we have the shot,
wise.
but
Just
we didn't add it.
Sergio's asking if Michael Myers talked in the movie, and I would say no. But it would have been good if he had like got like a Gilbert Godfrey like impersonator or something.
Rob, if you're still in the comments on there, is like, didn't I always tell you? I was like, learn your lines. He says, okay, so am I doing, or am I doing?
Yeah. I did a panel a couple years back with David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown. I moderated a panel for him, and that was like one of the first things. Like, how do you learn all your lines? Like, and he's just like, what? And but still though, he has to learn what he's doing because he has to emote so much.
Exactly. Sometimes that's even harder to remember certainly a lot of lines, but just getting the right movements and like emotion and stuff. Like sometimes it's like, how am I supposed to move in this situation? Or like you look at each Jason or each
Michael and each Jason,
Michael,
like,
and they all move
just a turn of a head the right way, and it just be like, oh, I'm done. Like it is.
And then you look, and then you could tell like who each one. I mean, besides looking, if you didn't there wasn't IMDb or you didn't know who was who. Like you could look at them and just see the different. Okay, this is the same movement. This is the same movement.
Even,
so you'd be able to do.
Kane Hodder's like heaving of his chest. You know what I mean? Like that choice to have Jason do that was dope. But I heard in a recent interview that talk about David, and he says he has like he keeps like a dialogue, so he'll know like the obviously the scene and everything that's going on around, so he has like an inner dialogue as he's like playing the thing and like,
oh yeah, that's cool,
like saying like the things in his head, like response, I guess, call and effect type of deal to whatever's happening in the scene. And I thought that was cool because like obviously he doesn't say anything, but
he
doesn't say anything but says a lot at the same time.
Like, I'm gonna blow up this mall full of kids.
He's like, we're just gonna. I did that for Tyler Maine's Michael when I watched it on there.
Yeah.
Like every time he's just staring right there. I always just like come up with my own thing where he's like, he's probably saying this at this point right here.
Yeah. He's like, pudding really is delicious.
Yeah.
No one has ever really said that out loud, have they? Anyways, and a Lady Ninja Storm Productions is saying happy early birthday. Thank you very much. I despise that it's coming, but it's coming.
No. We celebrate.
Happy early birthday, sir.
No. Now, you guys, I'm guessing have maybe like one movie that kind of drove you into either directing or into cinematography. Which one was it? I'm guessing for Hunter, it was some kind of Clint Eastwood movie.
It wasn't till later. For me, it was Chris Notarilli. I always wanted to do films when I was a kid, but just to where I was, nobody really understood filmmaking at all. They're just kind of like, so do you do it all? Like, do you stand in front of a stage and then the camera does all your stuff for you? So they didn't understand anything. But when I got into there was a guy, Chris Notarilli, he's at Blinky Productions. He was in Jersey. And he was just, I'm putting less credit on there, but he does amazing work. At the time when you saw low res YouTube kind of stuff on there, it was like you saw Hollywood movies being made for literally nothing. And I just saw it and I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. And he did Michael versus Jason. And like, this is back in like 2006, 2007-ish. So you can imagine how early YouTube is. But the thing that really got me into filmmaking to say I can do that, it was Robert Rodriguez on there. And
Nice.
the specific movie on there, it was El Mariachi, probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, classic. Fucking
love it.
Bare
I saw
bones.
Desperado first.
Cinematic.
I always wanted to be an actor.
You?
Nice.
Yeah. Yes, but where I'm from, actually, I'm from Middle East. I'm from Iraq. So to me, it's a really long shot. Hollywood, really. But hey, guess I'm here. I've been here since like 12 years ago. And since I met this guy, and I think I was manifesting this my whole life. And Jim Carrey actually put that mood of acting in me. I remember The Mask. It's one of my, and I was like,
yes.
Oh my God, I love this. And
dude, high five. That was like that's like my ultimate favorite, like comedy, like comic book adaptation, like all that kind of stuff. Like
Cameron Diaz, best looking role.
Bro, I quoted that movie.
Oh yeah,
like I was so annoying.
Yeah, I get it.
I can imagine you as a little kid just being like, "It's showtime,
bro."
Like,
somebody,
every time you're flipping through the channels, you stop at showtime. It's showtime.
I used to go to the mirror and make his faces. Like I was
he
was really. Yeah, I don't know what I grew up with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jean-Claude Van Damme and all these movies. Yeah, and I just love it. And Jackie Chan, all old movies.
Bloodsport, Kickboxer. All that stuff.
Yep.
I grew up mostly with comedies and horror, thanks to my dad. But when I was a kid, I always wanted to be. I always wanted to be a cinematographer, actually. But when I was a kid, and I'm doing this now, and I don't make a penny doing it. But but that's okay. I like doing it. But Yeah, the
Mm.
whatchamacallit, they had us draw something in school, like you draw what you want to be or whatever, and like I drew a picture of me with a camera, and I was like, it was old school because I watched a lot of black and white stuff, and it was a crank
Yeah.
camera, and the position I had it in, I had the crank, and my teacher called in my parents to school, and I was like, oh, she really likes my picture or something. She thought that it was me flipping people off. This is the arm of the thing, and this is the position of it. I'm like, no, it's a camera, and I'm cranking it.
I had a similar thing. I
You flipped
didn't
off
have a
this
picture,
time.
but I literally
That's
we were in,
hilarious.
I was in economics class, like they were the kind of like elective class, and they said, "It was like, what do you want to do when you get older?" And that was the time I was like, "I want to make movies," and the teacher could not help me at all. She was just
Yeah.
like, she was the like, so how much
engineer
do
is
you make
better.
with that? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, how do you? It's like, I
like-
can't help you with that.
I
A lot
want to
of
make
money.
movies. She's like, I kind of want to be an actress. So if this happens,
Mm.
hook a sister up. Like, let's get this done.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
everybody
but
said
yeah,
that one.
it's tough. Like, I don't know. Like in like back in the day, they didn't really have anything for that. Like in my schools, like in high school, they had like TV production and stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
the class was full. Like I could never get in. All 4 years of high school, I couldn't get in.
Yep.
It was always full. The same students. None of them would leave.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, come
Wow.
All the video classes that we had in class, they were all very bare basic. That by the time I got in their senior year, I literally knew how to do everything in there. But the
Yeah.
teacher actually asked me, she says, "How do you write your scripts? Like, where do you get?" I was like, "Oh, you go right here's this website." And literally, the last assignment, he's like, "Hey, everybody, use this program right here. It's perfect on there." So
nice.
it's like,
That's funny. Yeah, we didn't even have that. Like we didn't really have internet available in school when I was going.
You were scotch taping your films.
Yeah, yep. No, literally. Well, me and my friend Steve used to make little shorts and stuff all the time, and we just would hook up 2 crappy VCRs and like dub. Like that's how we would edit. Is just 2 VCRs.
And then for the script, you would write it on one of those old typewriters where you have to
Ding,
push it back.
Ding. Yeah, one of those ones. And I would have like my glasses like this, and I was like, yeah, and I would have like an eraser and I'd erase it. I don't know how to spell, and then I just like go back, and then but yeah, no, it was still fun. They looked horrible, but because you're just dubbing from one crappy VCR to another VCR, and it sounded horrible.
Yeah, that's
still
like
fun.
that's like when I went to school for that. Like I was started right when like Firewire was like starting out, and G5 Mac. But like the main that was like the digitizing room, right? So but we were like the main area was still like on the big, I forget what they're called, the big tapes, and then like the dualies, the Sony dualies, and then you're like, man, and then the little spinny wheel, fucking all right, okay, match the all right, and then spice, and then fucking then we take that
on there
and then go digitize it. And then that took 5 hours, so we'd be like, all right, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, it was I had it in a time where like you had a laptop. It was like the laptop that like the most bare basic laptop that you try to do video editing onto. It's like it kills your computer essentially.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
And we had an assignment to do, and we shot everything, but to edit it after one edit, it took. I'm not joking. They said 2 hours to render, and our class is only like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're all like,
Jesus here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy how like now you can edit video on your phone and do all this.
Yeah,
stuff.
and
you make movies off with your phone now.
Bro, that's like there's less friction, to the point of entry. Obviously, showing up and doing some of the work, which I have trouble with my damn self sometimes. But as long as I'm like slowly making my way towards doing what I want to do, because like you guys, I went to, that's all I wanted to do besides being an assassin, right? When I was a kid.
I
Like,
mean, you can still do
like,
it. It's just,
you know,
Tell
like
us
that was like
Hey guys,
that was like my
hold on a
other
minute.
thing was like movies. Like I watched movies. There was like a point in my life where like once I got a video rental card, it was like I would go by section and like watch every fucking movie on the shelf and just like learn all the actors, like who shot what, who did this, and like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna watch every Will Ferrell movie. And like I never saw this, and like I was just like a maniac with it. And then like with everything, like life happens and things move, out of into other realms. But now getting
Comes
back,
back first circle.
yeah, kids are older, and so I'm finding more time, and I'm involving them now too. So it's like
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So
I'll do like these little micro shorts, and you'll see his son's there, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
cool. He's getting
like
himself.
like I was like, hey, have
a
a seat. Like I want to see if I can create like a spaceship type of setup here, and then like I'll go on YouTube and like spaceship, like cockpit, and then like put in like a 200 mil on it, and then like light them up from underneath, and like then do the little sound design, and then boom, okay, we're in space, guy.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And you're like, I was just kidding. It's a bear attack scene.
Yeah.
Like, bring the bears in.
Yeah. But it's been like cool, like trying to get back into like some of the passions that I had as a young kid, and then like meeting people like you guys that are like doing the work, and then like seeing other peers like showing up and like putting in the work, and then to go back to like the Terrifier guys when we met them years ago, like it was like to see them where they're at now, fully independent, is just like that, like lights a fire under me. That like
the biggest unrated film ever in the history.
The highest grossing unrated film ever.
I was gonna say, like, if it makes you feel good on there, Terrifier 3 made more than a Francis Ford Coppola movie.
Yes.
Wow.
Like Francis Ford Coppola's
gigantic. No matter, like, I still see a lot of independent filmmakers like bad mouthing it and stuff like that. Like you can dislike the movie all you want, but you can't like, I mean, you can, I guess, but I mean, they're paving the way for independent filmmakers right now. Like you have to be like, there's a little bit of something.
Yeah, no, it's a
huge thing.
And I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you're familiar, but like Skinamarink, they Kyle, I just saw that Kyle, the guy that made that, he made that for 16,000.
Yep.
Opened up in select theaters, made a couple mil, and I think he just signed a deal with A24 to do like a feature.
Oh, nice.
Called The Land of Nod, which is very intriguing.
Oh, that's different.
That's cool.
It's a movie about me going to see Mad Max Fury Road.
It's with Kevin for 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
I'm going to take a nap for a half hour. Wake up. Oh, they're still driving? All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to take another nap.
Okay. Let's go back.
No, and like that's the thing, same thing with Smile. Short, started as a short, got optioned out, Paramount picked it up, optioned it, turned it into a full feature. So like and then with tech where it is now, like so like you guys doing what you're doing and being fucking good at it, like just keep rocking. Thanks. And I look forward to seeing more from you guys for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
that being said,
we actually shot another last movie. I'm sorry.
So go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying, like last month, me and him, we shot a horror movie. It's actually a true story. We call it Return Home, and it's from Mr. Ballin. It's on YouTube. He said the story. I get intrigued by it. I sent it to him.
Mr. Ballin. I love that channel, Mr. Ballin. Yes, I love that channel. That dude,
I love that guy.
It's great. If you're a true crime guy,
he's so
check
good.
out Mr. Ballin. He's a former military guy, and like he does this true crime
special
channel
forces
on YouTube. Yeah, and it's the dude is like, I don't know. He can tell a story.
He's very talented. And he's very genuine. Oh yes, he does. Big time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Highly recommend it. He's one of the last true crime channels I still watch.
Oh wow.
Some of the other ones I'm like, all right, okay, slapped ham. I've had about enough of you. I'm just kidding. But Sergio's reminding us that it's 10 now.
It's 10.
So,
It's
yeah.
10.
So we do have to wrap up. So yeah, let's go through and find out where people can follow you guys to see where, what's the haps.
Yeah, where you guys coming up?
So yeah, what do you guys have for social media? Where do you guys like to have people check out what you guys got going on? Is it the same thing for both of you? Do you guys have your own stuff besides what you do together? Do you have other projects you work on? Or
So our website is nighttee.com, and for mine, I just I updated my social media to December the 14th, which is they play on Friday the 13th. And then Anmar.
Mine is just my name, Anmar Photography, and that's my Instagram. I pretty much it, because the rest is just me and him. We share it. Like, so the website, we both share it. So even my movies that I shot, one with him and one without him, it's actually in there, and I put it under the same company name. And
cool. And that's again, Night Tea is where you can go to see all of the like shorts.
Tea.
Yep. And that's where you can also, there's a bunch of examples of his photography and everything up there too. And it's lots of talent. Yep. Yes.
Awesome. Yes. Nighttee.com.
Yep.
Yes.
And
night,
and again, it's in the,
and then
at nighttime. Hey, it's sleepy time.
Yes, sleepy time.
Yeah. That's what I drink.
It's the best. Actually, it's like right here.
He's like, it is. Hunter was like, it is 10.
That's iced tea.
I can't drink caffeine, so I have to have herbal tea. So I do sometimes have sleepy time at night because I'm an adult.
I don't know if Anmar knows and Levita knows on there. My literal fee for like a good chunk of my career was just tea. I said, really? if you brought tea on set, I would work for you for the whole entire day.
Like what kind of tea?
It was sweet tea, and then my doctor told me, he said you should stop doing that. So I said, if you bring, I always say, if you bring me green tea, then you're my true friend. If you're a sweet tea, then you're gonna get me on my good side.
Yeah. My doctor's gonna hate your guts, but we're chums. Misha's saying drugs and candy.
Yes.
I don't want to know, but I kind of do want to know.
Talk about it,
It's an amazing show that I don't know how much he wants me to get into, but it's a show that Misha has, and he's just putting the final touches on it right now.
Okay.
And I can't even say like what it's compared to, because if I say it, he's probably gonna jump into the computer screen and say, "Don't use it."
Okay.
He's gonna be like, "Stop it!"
It's not out, hasn't come out yet. But it's a show.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're interested.
Yes,
so
and we're actually shooting with them very soon. Table for 3.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let us know.
You guys are busy though. That's great.
You wrote the story. Amazing story.
Nice.
All
right. Angel, what about yourself? Where can
you could just go follow me on Instagram at Chaos Manis. Hit up That Strange Show on Instagram as well. That's the horror podcast that I do with Kevin, Mandy, and Ryan. We're not recording anytime soon, I don't think, but we just had a new episode go up last week or the week before. And then just go do that. And then also you can find me on Block of Horror, and just go make sure you check out blockofhorror.com. Check out the new virtual world, and so we'll be plugging those guys because they're awesome people.
So Tony, as you do yours, I'm gonna put some comments up that have been coming through that are very appropriate. I'm just kidding, they're not. But yeah, go ahead and give yours. I'll put these up in order that they came in.
All right, so you can follow me at Tony Has 9 Fingers on YouTube, on Facebook. Well, no, YouTube, where I do movie reviews, and I'm reading the things as you put them up. So Tony Has 9 Fingers on YouTube, where I do movie reviews, unboxings, anything movie related. Tony Has 9 Fingers on X, which I always say, but I just never use. Tony Has 9 Fingers on TikTok, which is my quickest growing. That's the one I go on all the time. That's the social media I use the most.
Tony's a rock star on TikTok, bro.
Tony's Movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me, and of course here not every Tuesday, most Tuesdays on the Wicked Horror Show, whether we have an awesome guest or it's just horror movie talk. And now it looks like we got some new platforms that we are on. So hopefully the more ears and eyes get on us.
Right. Everybody
say, exactly. So it's one of those things where we always say, join us live so you can ask questions, or if we have any trailers or anything, you can watch it here. But if you're listening to us, keep on listening to us. We're only, I guess, going to grow slowly.
I hope so.
I'm already grown up, bro. I'm already grown up.
This dude in the chat, he's growing. For myself, it's just a knuckle on Instagram. I also do, like Angel said, that strange show with him, Ryan, and Mandy, and the rarer and rarer episodes of the re-education of Nancy Ann Ritter, where we sit down with Nancy Ann Ritter from the original Scream movie. And she doesn't know anything about horror, even though she is in a relationship with Tony Moran from the original Halloween. He was one of the original shapes, and she doesn't know anything about horror. So we would sit down with her and make her watch a horror movie, like an iconic horror movie, and then get her opinion on it after seeing it for the very first time. So she's very busy because of the season. 'Tis the season, and
that's right. Happy Halloweenies.
Yes, that's right. It's
Thursday.
It's this week.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Costumes. Anybody got their costume yet?
Nope.
I got my. If it makes you feel a little, I have I did a photo shoot with Rob recently for Jason, and I had a hockey mask in my car, and then I had my machete in the car too. It was a real one.
You get pulled over.
Not yet. I have not done that. So that'd be a fun story to tell a cop. Just going like, do I want to ask, or should I just put you in handcuffs already?
I got airbrushed as a zombie for a thing for the Talking with the Dead guys up in upstate New York, and I had to drive all the way back to Massachusetts with most of the makeup still on in the middle of the night, and I'm like, I couldn't feel my legs because I was going through I have a neurological disorder, and at the time I couldn't feel my legs, and I was like, oh, this is going to be an awesome drive home. Hopefully I don't get pulled over, because they're going to be like, what the hell is going on? Because I'm airbrushed like a zombie, like, hey everybody, like,
I can't feel my legs.
Can't feel my legs. Brains, am I right? Yeah. So it's getting pulled over. It's not.
Oh my god!
What happened?
And what happened? What did he make you do?
Did he no, I didn't.
No, he's saying, imagine if he got pulled over. He would have just. He would have just.
That's what I thought.
I had to do the whole Thriller dance and everything, and I was off by like one beat.
Oh, that's awesome!
Anyway,
straight to jail. Straight to jail.
Yeah. Dance your way straight to jail. My last name is Crook, so that wouldn't go over well either. So, anyways, thanks for watching / listening, and thank you very much for coming on, guys. And thank you for Block of Horror for hosting us for the evening.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys next time. And have a good night and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Go on.
Bye.